Yo, it's Tai Chi. I'm gonna be doing a review on Adventure Time. I see a lot of people don't do these normally, so I'm gonna pick it up along with regular show. And the episode I'm gonna review is Five More Short Graybles, which aired this past week. And it gets back to the more comedic side of Adventure Time as compared to last week's episode, which is a lot darker and serious. And this episode happens to be a continuation of Five Short Graybles, which aired several seasons ago. But it follows the same concept with five short stories pertaining to one particular day. And in this episode, for a quick summary, it starts out with Jay coming in with a magical book of spells, and him and him and Finn actually try one of them, and it pretty much includes them sticking their thumbs in a pie, which leads to them sticking their thumbs at random things, saying, "I'm a good boy," which is kind of odd, and I really couldn't see what this really pertained to at all. Well, the second part for Marceline, uh, it dealt with her finding a guitar that plays savory licks, and she had to consult a stone giant to find it. And when she did, she played it, and I couldn't find it either. Couldn't really find anything for that. Then the next one revolved around tree trunks, which was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, and I can't believe they put this in here. But tree trunks is just walking through town, and she encounters Finn and Jake, and they pretty much knock over the pie, which is on her head, and she looks up and sees the statue, and apparently it's giving her the middle finger. Yep, it's completely flipping her off, and well, that's what she sees. So she consults the authority, like the police, about it, and they're no help. So she, takes the law into her own hands. And well, and towards in the end, it turns out to be Shelby, the worm, who's just on the statue's hand, which from far distance which will make Shelby look like a finger, hence a middle finger. The next part deals with the Ice King and how, well, he consults his penguins about them having a new mother, in which you find out that the Ice King fell in love with his foot. If I'm right, it's the left foot, and he falls in love with it, and he pushes Gunther away because Gunther's on a low salt diet. When the king's crying, he doesn't want him to drink any of his tears, which that was pretty funny. I love that. And while just relaxing, the Ice King falls in love with his right foot, and hence that just leads to the end of that. And for the final part deals with BMO, which BMO has, I guess he has some identity problems because he's talking to himself in the mirror. His other personality, which is I think his name Football, yeah, talking to Football, teaching him human-like ways, and while trying to drink tea, which is the worst thing for an electronic object or electronic being to do. Drinks it, and causes sparks and hurts itself. And I think BMO is actually scared of this, scared of Jake and Finn knowing about this personality. So so when they start to arrive, BMO completely erases that other personality and goes back to normal. And well, basically, you find out at the end that the whole concept of this episode dealt with the five tastes, which I could not get this at all. I was pretty much just watching the episode for the fun of it. I wasn't even trying to think hard after last week's episode, how much of oh god, how much that messes up your mind. But yeah, it messes with the five taste, such as Uh, the first part dealt with a sweet. Marceline's part dealt with savory, while the Ice King's was salty. Tree Trunks was sour, and BMO's was bitter. But I really do bad at the Grayble episodes, even though I know there's another one coming up soon, towards like the middle part of the season. I mean, episode was good. I love Adventure Time. Took me forever to get into it. The episodes are great. It's really not a kids show. It's mainly for teenagers, older teens, and maybe 20 something year olds. Yeah. But after all, this episode was it was good. It was good. I mean, BMO and Tree Trunks' part were their stories were hilarious. They are the most memorable ones out of the five. Uh, I'll give this episode. I'll recommend this to anybody. So give this episode a watch, people. Peace, and see you guys next week.